Good morning, everybody, and thank you for tuning in today. It is Mother's Day Eve, and I thought today would be a good day to come in and, share another video. I want to thank everyone. First off, let's get this out the way. Let me thank all of you all who have helped me get to 7K subscribers. I posted on my community page that I had reached 7K subscribers. I did reach it maybe a couple weeks ago. It was up and down because usually when you get to that level you're trying to, it may drop, it may rise, drop and rise. So I wanted to make sure that I was well over it enough so that I could announce it and, it'd be a fact. So let me thank you all because it's without you all, I wouldn't be able to do that. And I just want to share my thoughts a little bit about that real quick, if it's okay. YouTube is hard. This is a hard platform to grow on in my, I guess, as a seasoned woman, because I don't have, I guess, trending topics. I'm not as young. So being over 60, a seasoned woman over 60, I'm in this competitive role, I guess, of trying to get my videos out there. And I want to, just thank you all that support the channel. I want to thank you all that share it because I actually look at my analytics and it shows that some people are sharing the videos. So I thank you so much for doing that because that does help me to trend. And, you can't say you're on YouTube and not want to be viewed because you do. I don't focus so much on the subscribers anymore, but without subscribers or views, you wouldn't be seen. So let me say thank you to those who do that. My son gave me these roses for Mother's Day, and I want to talk a little bit today about Mother's Day with women. A lot of us are mothers, and I do want to talk to you that are mothers. And if you're, not a biological mother, maybe you are an adoptive mother, maybe you are a godmother, or just an auntie that took on the role of a mother, or a mother inspire. Maybe you were just a role model as a mother. I'm going to share my thoughts on that as well. So I want to just show you all how much I appreciate you for being here. If you're new to the channel, this is your first time coming through, welcome, and I appreciate you for coming through today. Check out the channel, see if it's anything you like, especially if you are a plus 50-year-old woman, and this may be a platform you might want to be a part of. We talk about everything over here. My channel is a lifestyle channel. I cannot be locked into one topic, and I often lose subscribers based on the fact that I am pretty diverse, and that's who I am as a person. So I'm going to be that person on YouTube. As a lifestyle channel, I do motivate women who are mature and over 50, give inspiration to younger women. I also share my travel inspiration, and I want to inspire people to get out and live life no matter how old you are. And hopefully that this will be something that resonates within you. And so thank you for tuning in. So if you think you want to continue to watch, stay tuned. Good morning, ladies. Today I'm going to be talking about being your own soft place to land. And there's a reason why I want to share that, and it kind of ties into Mother's Day. So I hope that your weekend is starting out great. It is Saturday morning. I'm up. I've done my little workout routine, having my coffee now, and this is like my quiet time of the day. I have like a little routine that I do on Saturdays that just kind of gets my day, jump starts my day, helps me feel good. I'm trying to stay focused on keeping my mind at peace and my body at rest, and in physically, decent condition. So I, curated a little routine that I do on the weekends that helps me to feel good about, myself, and just making sure that I continue to move, because being able to live life and do the things that I love is important to me. So hopefully this will inspire you on this channel. If you are somewhere around this age that you get up, if you have gotten kind of complacent and stuck in a rut, and that you may get up and start, moving and deciding that, hey, I still got life to live, so I'm going to do that. So today I want to share my thoughts about Mother's Day. And I really want to direct this to women who may be feeling a certain way. Let me just take a deep breath on that. Let's take some deep breaths before we get started. I want to share my thoughts today to mothers who are struggling. It could be because the loss of your own mother, or it could be because you are estranged from your children. Or it could be a woman who always wanted to be a mother, but never was able to have children of her own, or maybe she just decided not to have children of her own. But you may have stepped in a role of helping someone who had children, or, being a mentor, a role model, all of those things. Being a mother probably is the hardest job you will ever have. And I'm going to call it a job because it's really hard work. And I'm going to tell you something about that role. It's not going to look the same across the board. There are fundamental principles, foundational principles that, you do. You want to nurture them, you want to love them, you want to make sure you provide for them and teach them. So those foundational things, we already know that. But no two child is the same. No two lifestyle, economic, resources, whatever, environment are the same. So it's going to come with its own unique challenges. And as mothers, a lot of times we are examples of what we were taught, examples of how we were raised. And sometimes mothering starts at a young age, right? And maybe you did not pick up all of the necessary tools from your mom or your environment that you lived in to be able to do what people say you should do, right? So it caused a lot of hardships or resentment in children that you have. Or sometimes you could be that mother who did everything right and still be that mother that is estranged from. Or you have that spoiled child that just didn't get everything that they wanted, and they decide that they, want to punish you in some way. I see that quite a bit with mothers who are, don't have relationships with their children for whatever reason. And sometimes it might be needed if you were a bad mom, if you were a mother who neglected your child and didn't do the things that you needed to do for them. I get that part, but we're not talking about those. We're talking about the mothers who tried to do their best. They did the best with what they had to be the best mother they could be. Or maybe you were in a situation where you had hardships. And children don't understand it a lot of times. These children today are different. They don't understand that oftentimes, you might come from an environment of hardships where that person was doing the best that they could with what they had, the resources they had, and just being able to appreciate that hard work that person did to make sure they provided for you. And it's just different, and I see a lot of my friends who are going through these separations with their children because of things that they felt that they didn't get growing up, or they may felt like, the parent was too hard on them, and all different sorts of things like that. And you are living a life where you are hurting and you're not able to free yourself because you're still trying to mend that heartache, and you're just longing to reconnect with your child. I get that. And honestly, I've been there. with all of mine. I have 3 children, and I had actually a 4th because I raised one of my nieces who today I am estranged from. So it is one of those situations where, it's out of your control. And I tell mothers all the time, if you know that you've done the best that you can, no matter where you were in life, no matter what you did without, or whatever way you raised your child, if it was where they couldn't have the best of the best and they didn't have all of the, designer wear, or they didn't have a car in high school, or maybe they couldn't do all the things that their friends did, but they had food, clothing, shelter, and you tried to teach them about life, and you gave them the love that you knew how to give. You did your job. These children don't belong to us. We're just here to nurture them until adulthood, and they go off and they have their own lives. And there are so many women in the world who are going through the same things that you're going through. So therefore we understand. Now I'm going to reiterate that I'm not talking about a mother who was neglectful, or a birth mother who abused their child, whether it was emotionally, physically, psychologically, whatever. We're not talking about those. We're talking about that mother who gave her heart and soul to doing her best and still was, pushed out. You have to forgive yourself for what you didn't know, and forgive yourself for things that you made mistakes on. But if you know in your heart that you did the best that you can, be your own soft place to land and start taking care of yourself. Start nurturing yourself. Start making sure that you are healthy in your mind and loving on yourself. See, one of the things that they will do to you is keep you in that space. They want you to stay where you're feeling sorry and you're feeling guilty and begging and running after them. Oftentimes a lot of children will use their own children, your grandchildren, as pawns to punish you. And I say still with that, you love them in the space that they're in. And if they need you, you show up for them, but you don't chase them. It took me a while to learn a lot of things in life because I made a lot of mistakes for being a people pleaser. I told you guys that in several videos. I've been a people pleaser. And oftentimes after that's over, you'll get labeled as a person that is selfish, or you don't care, and you don't have a heart. But when you start to take care of yourself and people see you're taking care of yourself, they don't like that. They want you to stay stuck in that rut of I feel like I have to make up for things. If you know for sure that you've done some things that were wrong, or you made mistakes, it's okay to say, I'm sorry for what I've done. It's okay to ask someone to forgive you. But also at the same time, if it's something that you did unintentionally, or you were still learning at that time, it's okay also to explain that and say, hey, I made mistakes, because there's no one on this planet, no one that has not made mistakes, don't have things that they can look back on and say, I wish I'd made a better decision. And that's going to be forever. Sad to say that, but it's going to be forever. You're going to continually make mistakes throughout your life. And you can only hope that you will learn each time you make a mistake and you get better. And that's all that you can hope for. But if your heart is pure and in the right place, and you know that what you desire is to be the best example, to do the best you can, to show love and to be supportive, then what are you feeling sorry for? If you know that you're a good person, you know that your heart is good and that you're kind and loving, what are you having to regret? Be your own soft place to land and take care of you. One of the reasons why I do inspiration is because it also helps me to be inspired, to know that, I have to continue to live my life and take care of myself and be motivated. So I do what I call self, affirmations to inspire me, to motivate me. I listen to a lot of things. I read books. I listen to podcasts and, just other inspirational people who help me to understand that, we all make mistakes, but we have to continue to go on and live life and pay it forward. When you learn, pay it forward. When you learn things, give back. It's a sad place to be if you feel that you shouldn't share things that you learned. Help other people. And that's what I do. I want to help people not make some of the mistakes that I probably made in my life. If I can spare someone some of the heartache that I've gone through in my life based on choices I've made or mistakes I've made, I would love to do that, especially someone who is really wanting to be better in life. You can't help everybody. There's some people that are out there making choices that, they want to continue in. They're not ready to give it up, or maybe they feel like it's what they want. There are people who are selfish in the world who just want what they want when they want it, and they don't care if you have anything. We're not talking about those people. But I think there's more good people in the world than there is bad people. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of bad people in the world. But there are people out there who want to feel loved and give love. There are people out there that need other people to lift them up. And I feel that as you age, that is something that you should want to do. Whatever you've learned in life, you should want to be able to help lift someone up and to share what you've learned about life so that they won't have to experience as much, or that they may continue to share it, because that's what it's about, continuing to pass it on. So I'm my own soft place that I land now. I take care of myself. I don't look for other people to understand every choice I make or even like every choice I make. But I do know the importance of being able to make sure that I'm good. And when I'm good, that helps me to be good to others. So I just wanted to share that to the mothers today. Wherever you may be one of those mothers who are feeling sad today or feeling heartbroken because you haven't heard from your child. You may not hear from them, but I say you just be your own soft place to land. If you have to pamper on yourself, do that. If you have to love on yourself, do that. And this is just one day. That's one thing I want to remind you of. This is one day. I think because it's such a big day that people all over the world celebrate, we get caught up in the hype of, this is like, life. It's one day, and tomorrow, the next day after Mother's Day, we'll go back to our regular scheduled programming. But just get through this day, and if you need to do something special for yourself, go ahead and do it, And I'm here the day before telling you this so that you can make sure that you are good on Mother's Day. I'm starting my day off right. Oh, that's so good. And it doesn't matter if anybody else celebrates me. I'm going to celebrate me because I know that I did a great job with what I had. The resources I had, the knowledge I had, I did a great job. I will never say that again. I have in the past. Did I not do a good job? Was I a bad mom? I've asked myself that. And I can say no to both of those. I was not a bad mother. I did do a great job. And could I have done better? Absolutely. But nobody's perfect, right? So mothers, I celebrate you. I'm giving you your flowers because you deserve it if you did the best you can. And those who stood in the gap that helped out, even if you're not a mother yourself, I salute you as well for loving unconditionally, helping someone else to grow up and be productive in this world. And that's all that we could hope for. That's all we're here for, to help each other, to love each other. So thank you for tuning in today. Hope that you all will have a wonderful day. Hope you'll have a great Mother's Day if you are celebrating. And stay tuned for more inspirational videos, more travel content, more minimalist content, as I have chosen to become a minimalist in these season years, to be able to do more of what I want to do and afford those things. So thank you for watching. If you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button today. Thumbs up this video for everyone. Thanking my members. I love you all for just being here and supporting the channel in the way that you do. All of the messages that I get, I'm so overwhelmed at times, but I thank you and I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video.